In the quiet hills overlooking Lake Lanier in Gainesville, Georgia, a single gunshot shattered more than just the silence of a locked bedroom door. It ended a relationship, divided a jury, and left everyone asking the same haunting question. Was this self-defense or something far darker? It was the night of March 7th into the early hours of March 8th, 2025. Suzanne Renee Miracle and James David Barron were inside their lakeside home. What started as an argument spiraled out of control. Miracle discovered Barron had been sending money to a woman from his past in Moldova. Barron locked himself in an upstairs guest bedroom, taking Miracle's phone and keys. Moments later, she fired her Glock 9mm through the closed door. The bullet struck Barron in the torso. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Miracle called 911, her voice breaking through screams. "Oh my God." When officers arrived, they found her covered in blood, scrubbing the floor. She claimed self-defense, saying Barron had assaulted her earlier that evening. But investigators noticed something else. She used a hammer to breach the door, handled Barron's Beretta, and fired it multiple times. She flushed shell casings down the toilet and tried to clean up the scene before calling for help. The next day, Miracle was arrested. To understand that night, you have to go back to the beginning. Miracle and Barron met in early 2024. It was a whirlwind romance. By October, they bought the Lake Lanier home. But as Miracle's son moved out in early 2025, tensions reportedly started to rise between the couple. The defense painted Barron as a controlling partner who dictated her clothing, diet, and finances. Miracle testified about months of alleged abuse. Dr. Andrea Elkin told the jury Miracle's behavior was consistent with PTSD. She described a trauma response that made Miracle feel she had no choice. Prosecutors saw it differently. They pointed to text messages showing Miracle's own volatile side. Arguing the shooting wasn't panic, it was fury. Ballistics experts testified the Glock was fired from just 6 inches away. Stippling on the door showed it was close range, almost perfectly flat, after the bullet struck. She used a hammer to smash through. Then she fired his Beretta several times and flushed the casings. Digital forensics showed someone had deleted searches for Hall County Sheriff from her device. The prosecution called it textbook damage control mode. The trial opened on March 16th, 2026. Over 8 dramatic days. The courtroom heard body cam footage of a hysterical Miracle covered in blood. Miracle took the stand herself. She admitted her initial statements had inconsistencies, saying some lies were meant to protect her children. Deliberations got rocky fast. One juror briefly refused to participate after hours of back and forth. On March 27th, the jury delivered its verdict. Not guilty of malice murder, but guilty of felony murder, reckless conduct, first-degree criminal damage to property, and tampering with evidence. It was a mixed verdict. The jury accepted she intended to damage the door, and the natural consequence was Barron's death. Barron's family expressed gratitude that justice was served. Meanwhile, Reddit communities are still divided over the tampering versus the self-defense claim. Suzanne Miracle now awaits sentencing on May 11th. She faces the possibility of life in prison. A wrongful death lawsuit is also moving forward. This case cuts to the heart of tragedies where love turns controlling and fear meets a locked door. Georgia's self-defense statutes were front and center. Was it rage that pulled the trigger or pure terror? The jury spoke. But the debate continues. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below.